Assalamu alaikum everyone. So last time I promised that we will be discussing the. I promised to the other section. I gave you the chance to do it yourself, and there was a bonus as well, but nobody could do it. So I decided that today we will look at the problems which I gave you in the last tutorial, and I found in the previous section that it's taking too long. So we'll start the new topic on Sunday. Okay. So I'll start with problem 6.1. Okay. So I think the first part, everybody got it correct. There was no problem with the first part. You just need to plot the values, right? And the values were given here. So for example, it's just a sketch. Okay. So it's not to the scale, but mashallah, you guys plotted to the scale. So I think you will understand it quite easily. So it starts from 7 a.m. Okay, so on the x-axis I have time, on the y-axis I have the rate of flow rate. Okay, rate of flow. So it starts at 7 a.m. The first point on x-axis is 7 a.m. The first point on y-axis is 4,500 vehicles per hour, and this rate continues till 8 a.m. So this point is 8 a.m. Okay, then at 8 a.m. it goes from 4,500 to 5,400. So here you can see the jump. Okay, and at this point it remains for half an hour. So the length of this line is half an hour. Okay, the time on the x-axis passes by half an hour. Okay, then at 8:30 it goes from 5,400 to 6,000. So it goes from this to this. This is 6,000. Okay, and it remains there for 1 hour from 8:30 to 9:30. So this point is 8:30 and this point is 9:30. Then from 9:30 to 10. It goes to 5,000. So it dips, it reduces to 5,000. So this is the line for 5,000. Okay, and it continues for half an hour till 10 a.m. So the last of this line is 10 a.m. and then from 10 to 11. So at 10 a.m. it reduces to 4,500. So you can see this line, the vertical line. I don't know. Yeah. So this line is now 4,500, same as the initial one, and it goes to this point at 10 a.m. and till 11 a.m. it remains at this point. So this is 11 a.m. At 11 a.m. it goes to 4,000 and then it continues at 4,000 to whatever your end time is. They didn't give us any other value. Okay, so this is the graph and everybody got it correct. In the second part, you guys were, some of you got it correct, mashallah, especially in this section. But some of you were just guessing and trying to, do some sort of shortcut calculation, a simple calculation, supply minus demand or something like this. Huh? Okay, in this graph, yeah, you can see the horizontal line, and this horizontal line is what? This is the capacity. Okay, so obviously capacity is the same, huh? From 7 to whatever time you have, capacity is the same, it doesn't change. So let me make it till the end. Okay, so everybody got this one correct. Then for the second part, I was saying some of you were trying to do some calculations in a shortcut manner and trying to guess. Okay, so there is no guesswork here. I told you in the first chapter you have to take due care, everything should be calculated and so on and so forth. Okay, so they are asking you to first of all find out the number of vehicles in the queue, not rate of vehicles. Okay, there are number of vehicles in the queue. There is no rate of vehicles in the queue. So some of you are doing vehicles per hour, giving me values in vehicles per hour. So that is totally wrong. Q is in number of vehicles. So the units will be in vehicles. So that means you cannot do 5,000 minus 5,400 and 5,000 minus 6,000 because these are in vehicles per hour. Okay, so you cannot deduct vehicles per hour with vehicles per hour and get the number of vehicles. Okay, it's not possible. Okay. So first was this mistake. Second mistake was they are asking for cumulative. They did not say calculate number of vehicles between 8:30 and 9:30. They said calculate number of vehicles in the queue at 8:30, then at 9:30, then at 10 a.m., then at 11 a.m. So it will be a cumulative value. Okay, everybody who got stuck in the queue at 8:30, so till the queue starts to decrease, these people will remain in the queue and the additional will join. I told you when we're doing the example in the class, the queue will keep on extending until the demand goes below capacity. So in this whole region, which is till 10 a.m., the queue will not decrease. So you cannot have 400 and then 1000 and then 0 or 1000 again. No, the queue will go up and up and up, and then it will start to reduce, it will start to go down and down and down. Okay, so there is a certain method to it. Okay, so I showed you in the class as well, and this is what I will recommend here again. Use this graph, the graph which you have already plotted, to calculate the number of vehicles in the queue. It will make your life easy. It will make your life easy. Okay, and you can apply it to any situation then. Okay, there are other methods to do it as well. Obviously, you can do it manually, and you can use your judgment, and you can. So, but it will be a different approach in each case. But using the graph is the same. Okay, like I told you in the example in the class, the number of vehicles in the queue is the area between the demand and capacity line. That's it. The area between the demand and capacity line. Okay, and that's it. Whatever situation you have, you take the area between the demand and capacity line, and that's it. Okay, in what case or from which point when the demand goes above capacity. So till 8 a.m. the demand was below capacity, so there is no queue. So you start to take the area after 8 a.m. Okay, now from 8 to 8:30. Okay, so the queue starts at 8, and they are asking me for the first value at 8:30. So area between the demand and capacity line between 8 to 8:30. Okay, because 8:30 is the last one. So I have a rectangle here. If you see, let me make a line just to show you the rectangle. Okay, this line is imaginary. So I have a line here. Okay, and let me change the color of this line to red. So red line is imaginary. Okay, so you have this rectangle here. What is the height of this rectangle? This value is 5,400, and the capacity is 5,000. So this value is 400. 5,400 minus 5,000 is 400. And how much is the time? It's half an hour. From 8 to 8:30, right? Half an hour. So 400 vehicles per hour multiplied by 0.5 hours. Okay, so it will give you 400, which is the height, multiplied by 0.5 hours. So it will give you 200 vehicles in the queue. So 8:30, 200 vehicles in the queue. Okay, so I took the rate and multiply with time. So the answer is in vehicles, not vehicles per hour. Okay, you multiply with time. Okay, then now queue at 9:30. At 9:30, not between 8:30 and 9:30. At 9:30. Okay, so when did the queue start? At 8. When they are asking for the value? At 9. So between 8, sorry, at 9:30. So between 8 and 9:30, I have two rectangles now. One is this one, which I already calculated. The area is 200 plus the area of this rectangle. So you have to add both the areas. Keep it in mind. You have to add both the areas. So how much is the? So this area is 200. How much is this area? The height is, this one is 6,000. This one is 5,000. So the difference between them is 1,000. And this time is 1 hour. So 1,000 into 1 will give you 1,000. So 200 from this and 1,000 from this. Number of vehicles in the queue, 200. Oh, sorry, 1,200. Okay, till 9:30 I have 1,200 vehicles in the queue. Okay, now from 9:30, so the next time is 10. Okay, now you can see I'm not adding anything in the queue. Why? Because the flow is equal to the capacity. The flow is equal to the capacity. Okay, so nothing is added. I mean, nothing is added to the queue. Nothing is added to the queue. Okay, now the number of vehicles which are in the queue will remain in the queue, or the number will remain the same. Whoever is coming is leaving from the front of the queue. Okay, the people are joining from the back and people are leaving from the front. So you can see again, if you look at it from the graph, how much area I should add between the demand and capacity? 0. See, no area. Demand and capacity line are same. So 0. Okay, so problem solved, right? I don't need to add anything. So till 12 a.m. till 10 a.m. the queue remains 12. Okay, because the demand was equal to capacity, so the Q will not extend and it will not reduce as well. Okay, the Q will start to reduce when the demand goes below capacity. The Q extends when the demand is above capacity. When the demand is equal to capacity, the Q remains as it is. Okay, so if it is 1200 till 10 a.m., it is 1200, no change. So you see, nothing to be added. There is no area between demand and capacity. Now, the next is 11 a.m. Okay, the next is 11 a.m. So again, I will make an, so you see now I have an area in negative. Okay, so I will take the area between the demand and the capacity line and I will subtract it. Okay, so again, this is an imaginary line just to show you the rectangle. So this is a rectangle. Okay, what is the area of this rectangle? This is 4,500. This is 5,000. So between them, the difference is 500, and this time is 1 hour. From 10 to 1, the time is 1 hour. Okay, so 500 into 1 gives you 500. That the Q till 10 a.m. was 1200 minus 500, it will be 700. So at 11 a.m. there are 700 vehicles in the queue. Okay, so this is the end of part 2. Okay, this is the end of part. Now coming to part 3. Part 3 is when when will this queue dissipate? Again, keep in mind when they say when will this queue dissipate, that means dissipate completely, not start to dissipate, because that will start to happen at 10 a.m. when the demand goes below capacity. The queue will start to reduce. They are not asking about when will it start to reduce. They are asking when it will dissipate, meaning then when it will end completely. Okay. So at 10 a.m. it will start to reduce. At 10 a.m. it was 1200. So when it will go from 1200 to 0 vehicles in the queue. This is what they are asking. Okay. So I've already calculated till 11 a.m. the queue will be 700 vehicles. Okay, queue will be 700. Now the flow at 11 a.m. is 4,000, the capacity, and if I add the number of vehicles in the queue in the flow, it will become 4,700. So all these 700 vehicles which are in the queue will dissipate between 11 till 12 p.m. Till 12 p.m. all the queue will dissipate. Now if you give me this answer, this is sufficient, because you know there's a queue. Okay, so you come, you join the queue, okay, now you will not you cannot go until you know the last car in the queue has gone. So if you are in the 4,000th vehicle from this flow rate, you will not leave the section until the whole queue has dissipated. Okay, so we do not know, and you are part of the queue, right? You are part of the queue. So we do not know exactly at what time. Practically, we cannot know the last car in the queue will go at what time. Okay, but I like the methodology which some of you have applied. So I will explain it for the people who didn't do this. Okay, but if you tell me that the number of vehicles in the queue are 700 at 11 a.m., the flow after 11 a.m. flow rate, and if you add 700 vehicles in it, it will become 4,700, which is still less than capacity. So the queue will completely dissipate at 12 a.m. I will accept it. This is acceptable. This is acceptable because you are using flow rate. This is you cannot do more than that. But some of you like applied the methodology. They calculated number of vehicles per minute, how many vehicles per will dissipate per minute, and then they calculate the number. So the total number of vehicles which need to dissipate from 11 to 12 is 4,700, right? Okay, so some of you did this. 4,700 divided by 60. How many dissipated per minute? 4,700 upon 60. 78 vehicles per minute. So how many minutes you need to dissipate 700 vehicles from the queue? $78 per minute. Then how many? 78 per minute. Then how many minutes to dissipate 700 vehicles? If 778 vehicles leave per minute, how many minutes you need to dissipate 700 vehicles? Nine minutes. Okay, so the queue will dissipate in nine minutes, and after that the regular the vehicles will go without queue. Okay, so the queue will dissipate at 11:09. Okay, this is if you want to calculate it, the exact minute at which the queue will dissipate. Okay, so you calculate took the total flow which has to go between 11 and 12, which was 4,000 regular plus 700 in the queue. You calculate number of vehicles per minute, and then you calculated how many minutes you need to get rid of 700 vehicles. Okay, so this will be 11:09 a.m. Okay, so I don't know, 78 vehicles per minute. How much you get? How many did you get? Okay, so I think he is correct. 700 upon 78 will give you 9 minutes something. Okay, so these are the three parts. Okay, but as I said, if you don't want to be exact till 12 a.m. is fine. 12. If you give me the answer 12 p.m. it's fine. Okay. Now for the same problem which I showed you in the previous slide, they want to plot me a curve between vehicle arrivals and vehicle departures. Again, they are mentioning in the question, they are asking for cumulative vehicle arrivals and cumulative vehicle departures versus time in minutes. So the time will start at 7 a.m. and end at 1 p.m. Okay, and I think there's a problem here. It should not be 240 till 1 p.m. It will not be 240 minutes. It will be, I think, how many minutes? 7 a.m. till 12 is 5 hours plus 6 hours. So it will be 360 minutes. Okay, so I think it should be 360 minutes. Okay. Okay, so I think there's a problem because they are saying 1 p.m. here and 1 p.m. here, and it should be 360 minutes. 240 minutes, not 240 minutes. It should be 360 minutes. Okay, so let me first of all plot it, then I will answer these two questions from the plot again, from the graph. Okay, so I'm trying to take you in a uniform approach. Okay, we did it in the class using the graphs. You will do it here again using the graphs. Okay, so it will become easier for you to tackle any case. Okay, so starting at, so I've already calculated the values. I will show you how I calculate the values. Okay, so time at 7 a.m. 0 minutes, at 8 a.m. 60 minutes, and 8:30 90 minutes, and so on. Okay, at 7 a.m. I am starting, so number of vehicles arrival 0, number of departure 0. Okay, now I will explain you the arrival, then I will explain you the departure. Okay, arrival 7 a.m. 0, 8 a.m. 4,500 vehicles. Why? From 7 to 8 a.m. how many vehicles arrive? 4,500. Okay, their rate was 4,500 vehicles per hour, and it continued for 1 hour. So how many vehicles? 4,500. Okay, and from 8 to 8:30 the rate of vehicle is 5,400 per hour. 5,400 per hour. Okay, and it is for how many hours? For half an hour. Okay, so for this half an hour the vehicles are coming at a rate of 5,400 per hour. So from 8 to 8:30 they will arrive. How many vehicles will arrive? The half of this value, right? Half of 5,400. Okay, so 5,400 divided by 2 because for half an hour. Okay, plus these because we are calculating cumulative. Okay, so this is what I did here. If you see, half of 5,400 divided by 2. oh sorry, half of 5,400 plus the previous value, which is 4,500. Okay, then between 8:30 and 9:30 the rate is 6,000 vehicles per hour. Okay, and it continued for how much time? 1 hour. So how many vehicles will be added till 9:30? 6,000. Okay, so again the previous values plus 6,000. So the previous value is 7,200, and you add 6,000 into it, you will get 13,200. Then between 9:30 to 10, the rate is 5,000 vehicles per hour. So 5,000 vehicles per hour. So how many in half an hour? 2,500. So in the previous value, I will add 2,500. So 13,200 plus 2,500 gives you 15,700. Okay. Then 11 a.m. 4,500 vehicles per hour are coming for how much time? For 1 hour. So in 1 hour, 4,500 vehicles will be added. So 15,700 plus 4,500. Okay. Then so this is then from 11 to 12. From 11 to 12, the rate is 4,000. Okay, per hour. So 11 to 12 means 1 hour. So I will add 4,000 in the previous number, and then I will add 4,000 again, because after 11 the rate is constant, right? It doesn't change. It's a constant rate. So from 12 to 1 again I will add 4,000 vehicles in it. So you get this. Okay. Now vehicles departure. 7 a.m. 0. 8 a.m. same as arrival, because this is less in capacity, right? This is in less in capacity. So 4,500 vehicles came, 4,500 vehicles left. Okay. Now from 8 to 8:30, the rate is 5,400, but the capacity is 5,000. So I cannot add half of 5,000. So it will not between 8 to 8:30. It will depart at a rate of 5,000 vehicles per hour. It will depart at a rate of 5,000 vehicles per hour. Okay. So it's half an hour. So I will add in the vehicle departed half of 5,000. So 4,500 plus half of 5,000, which is 2,500. So it will give you 7,000. Yeah, Ali. Thanks from my side as well. Huh? You are going very fast today, huh? Okay, it's good. It's good. Okay, then from 8:30 to 9, the flow is still more than capacity. Okay, so I cannot add 6,000. I will add again 5,000. Okay, and since it's 1 hour, 8:30 to 9:30 is 1 hour, so I will add 5,000 vehicles, because per hour, right? So 7,000 plus 5,000, 12,000. 9:30 to 10, the rate is equal to capacity. Okay, and it's for half an hour. So how many vehicles will be added in half an hour? Half of capacity. Okay, so I will add 2,500, so you get 14,500. Then after that, from 10 to 11 a.m. The number of vehicles leaving will be 4,500 plus 5,500 from the queue, right? Remember, 500 from the queue. So it will again be 5,000. So I will add 5,000 vehicles more. So 14,500 plus 5,000 gives you 19,500. Okay. Then from 11 to 12, the rate was 4,000 plus 700 vehicles from the queue. So I will add 4,700. Okay. So 19,500 plus 4,700 gives you 24,200. Okay. Then from 12 to 1, the rate is still 4,000, no vehicles in the queue, so I will simply add 4,000. Okay. And then you plot these two. Here you can see the plot here. Okay. The blue one is arrival, so you can see it goes higher as well, and the orange one is the departure. Okay. Now let us answer these questions which were given in part 2. Maximum size of the queue. Maximum size of the queue we already calculated in the first in this example, right? What was the maximum number of vehicles in the queue? 1,200. maximum number of vehicles in the queue was, yeah, the arrival vehicles and departure vehicles are all cumulative. Queue is cumulative, arrival vehicle is cumulative, departure vehicle is cumulative. Okay, that's why you see the lines are going how, like this, right? Up and up and up. Their slope is changing, but they are always going up. Okay, so this is because they are cumulative. Okay, so I should leave the questions to Ali, right? Everybody would be just asking Ali, and I just give the lecture and go. This is what I should do. Anyways, so they are asking for number of vehicles, maximum number of vehicles in the queue. I already calculated it to be 1200. 1200, right? You calculated number of vehicles in the queue to be 1200 in the first part, 6.1, and after 1200 it was decreasing, right? So 1200. Okay, if you want it from this graph, because again, as I said, I want to take you, I want you to look at this approach as well. Number of vehicles in the queue will be the vertical difference between the arrival and the departure line at any point. So here, how many vehicles are in the queue? 0. Here, obviously, we are not zoomed enough. But if you zoom in, you will find that the blue line and the orange line are different. So there are few vehicles in the queue here. Then they are starting to increase and increase. And here you see the difference between the blue and the orange line is maximum. The difference between number of vehicles arrival and departure is maximum. Okay. So if you want to calculate the number of vehicles in the queue, you can use it from the capacity curve, from the previous curve, or you can use this curve as well. In this curve, it is simply the difference between the arrival and the departure line at any point of time. Now, since they are asking for maximum difference, so you will take the difference at a point where these two lines are the farthest from each other. So they are same here, they are same here, they are very close here, they are very close here, and in this region they are the farthest. So take the difference, vertical difference, okay? Vertical difference between the two lines in this region, okay? You measure it, okay? The difference between this line and this line, okay? Vertical difference. So it will give you the number of vehicles in the queue, okay? Because blue is how many vehicles came, and orange is how many vehicles left. So whatever is between them is queue. Who came and didn't leave is in the queue, okay? So number of vehicles in the queue will be the difference between the arrival and the departure line, okay? And since they are asking for maximum, so you look at the graph where these two lines are farthest from each other, and you take the difference at that point, which is in this region, okay? But it will be 1200, as I told you, because we already calculated an example 6.1 from the demand capacity curve. You should be getting the same values. Then the second thing is the second longest waiting time for a vehicle. Now on the y-axis you have vehicles, on the x-axis you have time. Let's say there's a vehicle X here, okay? Let me make it. So X vehicle comes here, okay? And this vehicle joins the queue. Where are the shapes? Do you see an option to insert a line here? You cannot add a line here, huh?
It's in the insert part.
Insert part is there?
No, in the tabs, insert after home. over there, illustrations.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, so vehicle X came and joined at this point. Okay, at this point. So what is this point? When the vehicle joined the queue. Okay, and when will this vehicle leave? At this point of time, right? Okay. So this is the arrival time of vehicle X and this is the departure time of vehicle X. Okay, so the waiting time of vehicle X is what? The length of the black line, which is basically the difference between the blue and the orange, the arrival and departure line. Okay, so the waiting time is the horizontal difference between the arrival and departure line, and the number of vehicles in the queue is the vertical difference between the arrival and departure line. Okay, waiting time cannot be calculated from the demand and capacity curve. You have to calculate it from here. Okay, so again they are asking for maximum. So maximum, you know, or you can see, cannot be here, cannot be here. Maximum difference between the two lines is here somewhere. Okay, so you go to the point where you see the two lines are farthest from each other horizontally, and you the difference on the x-axis, and you have the longest waiting time. Okay, so these two values will come from the graph, although the first value can be calculated or has been calculated from the demand and capacity curve in problem 6.1 as well. Okay, so I'm hopeful that it was. So I'll move to third part. Third part was relatively easier, but just to complete the examples and just to make sure that everybody gets it, I'll do the third part as well. Okay, so in the third part, it is similar to the example which I did in the class. I just changed the flow in the first segment. So the demand for the first segment is 2500 vehicles per hour. Okay, I just changed that. Now this will change the whole scenario. It is not just demand. Okay, so first of all, let me put or write the demand of each segment. Demand for segment 1, 2500. Then demand for segment 2, 2500 plus 800 coming from the first ramp. So demand for segment 2, 2500 plus 800 equals 3300 vehicles per hour. Okay, demand for segment 3, 3300 from segment 2 plus 700 from this ramp. So demand for segment 3, 3300 plus 700 gives 4000 vehicles per hour. Okay, demand for segment 4, 4000 from segment 3 minus 500 going from this ramp. $4,000 minus 500 gives you 3,500 vehicles per hour. Okay, demand for segment 5, 3,500 from segment 4 minus 400 from segment from this ramp. So 3,500 minus 400, 3,100 vehicles per hour. These are the demands. Now we will look at the capacities and we will see how much is the actual volume in each case. Okay, so 2500 is less than capacity. The demand for segment 1 is less than capacity. The volume is 2500. So volume in segment 1 is 2500 vehicles per hour. Segment 2 demand is 3300. Capacity is 3200. So the volume will be 3200. Now it means what? Now the start of segment 2 or the end of segment 1 where the ramp is meeting segment 2 will become a breakdown point. So there will be a queue on this ramp as well as on segment 1. Okay, these 100 vehicles which you did not let pass in which segment 2 did not pass will start to form a queue in this ramp as well as on segment 1. Okay, so there's a queue of 100 vehicles in segment 1 and in the first ramp. Okay, so segment 2 is fulfilling how much of the total demand? The demand was 3300 and the and you are fulfilling 3200. So how much is it? How much is it? 96%. Okay, so you are fulfilling 96% of actual demand approximately. Okay, now for segment 3, 700 vehicles want to add from the second ramp. I already have 3200 in segment 2 plus 700 will give me 3900, but what is the capacity of segment 3? 3400. So 3900 will not pass. This will become a second breakpoint. This ramp will become a second breakpoint. The end of this ramp or the start of segment 3 will become a second breakpoint. So there will be queue in segment 2 and the second ramp as well. Okay, in segment 2 and the second ramp as well, there will be a queue. So the volume in segment 3 will be 3400. The actual demand of segment 3, the demand, the one which I calculated initially, was 4000. Out of 4000, you are fulfilling 3400. So this is how much? 3400 upon 4000 will be how much? 85%. Okay, so from this ramp, 500 will not go out because 85% of the demand is already constrained in these segments 1, 2 and the ramps. So I will take 85% of 500. So 85% of 500 is how much? $425. So from the first ramp, 425 will go out. So 3400, which was the volume of segment 3, minus 425 gives you, I think, 2975, right? Okay. And from the second ramp, again the same thing. 400 vehicles are there. 400 vehicles are there, and out of 400, I will take 85%. So how much is 85% of 400? 340. So 2975 minus 340 will give you the volume for the last segment. So 2975 minus 340, yeah, gives you 2635, right? 2635. So the volume in segment 3 will be 2635 vehicles per hour. Okay. Now, anyone has any questions, they can ask me. No questions. I'm going for the attendance. Dua Rabi. Dua Rabi. Okay. Amna Muhammad. Attendance, you can leave. Muhammad Usama. Amal Abdullah. Amal Abdullah. Amal Abdullah. Muhammad Naman. Ali Muhammad is here. Okay. Hakima Ali. Zahra Sayyed, Abdullah Jaliluddin, Rahman Ibrahim, Nujur Salah, okay. Quiz time will be your class time, your official class time. And 6.1, why 400 into 0.5? Because it is for half an hour. I took the area of this rectangle. Area of this rectangle, and this rectangle has a base of half an hour. Half an hour means 0.5 hours. Okay, Nadine is here. Zahra Riyad. Abu Bakr Ghani. Zainab Ali Ahmad. Majd Bashar. Asil Hassan. Ali Mustafa. Ahmad Khalid. Abdullah Husamuddin. Abdullah Husamuddin. Okay. Latifa Ahmad. Fatma Abdali. Zainab Abdali. Zainab Abdul Al. Mark your attendance, you can leave, okay? Ala Salman. Ala Salman. Abdul Kareem. Ali Abdul Razak. Elizabeth Ann. Ali Makki is here. Everybody knows Ali Makki is here, huh? And Ibrahim is here. Okay. Amal Abdullah is not here, right? Amal Abdullah. Iman Kamil is here.
Yes, doctor.
Sara Abdul Amir. Khawla Fauzi. Khawla Fauzi. She is not here. Rahim Abdullah. Rahim Abdullah is not here. Nadir Abdul Munim. Mahmoud Adil. Khalid Qasim. Okay, Huda, you are here. Okay, fine. Abrar Amir. Khalid Qasim is here. Okay. Abrar Amir. Ahmad Amin. Okay, so Abrar Amir is not here. Muhammad Khalid is not here. Mahmoud Adil. Nadir Abdul Munim. Ibrahim Abdullah. And Khawla Fauzi. Okay, so I'll see you guys on Sunday, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.